He's going to show that Tanahashi is a joke and that an ace is no match for a king of strong style. Kairi Sane is going to Money in the Bank. At Money in the Bank, Daniel Bryan, Velveteen Dream. This time, there'll be a winner. Tanahashi laid out in the locker room. Clearly jumped away. Who's that walking in? Oh, Nakamura! Saying the ace can only hobble for so long, and he'll put him out to pasture at Money in the Bank. Andrade Cien Almas is going to Money in the Bank. Shinsuke Nakamura and Hiroshi Tanahashi will collide. Will Nakamura finish Tanahashi as he promises, or will the ace live to fight another day? Hello and welcome Universe Mode. This is Monday Night Raw. We are 6 days away from Money in the Bank in Chicago. It's finally coming around and we have big things going on this evening as we get ready for that weekend. First takeover of course, but then Money in the Bank. But as for right now, we kick the week off with Monday Night Raw. There was plenty to talk about coming out of last week. Plenty of fallout from the Bash and plenty regarding the World Heavyweight Championship to talk about. But tonight, we will 100% get Brock Lesnar in action. He is here tonight. Shelton Benjamin confirmed it last week. And we will see him tonight. But it's our main event of the evening that gets the big focus. A preview for Money in the Bank. Shinsuke Nakamura and Velveteen Dream will team up with one another to face Daniel Bryan and the World Heavyweight Champion Hiroshi Tanahashi. There's a champion in each corner. And there could be a change of titles, of course, come Sunday. That is all to come this evening, but it is time for us to finally see the debut, the in-ring debut. It is finally time to see the beast. And look who he's got with him. Brock Lesnar has not come alone. This is significant. Brock Lesnar with Shelton Benjamin and Lars Sullivan, the World Tag Team Champions, accompanying him to the ring. This is more than just Benjamin talking on behalf of Lesnar. This is a true alliance that we're witnessing right now. This is you put the Freak and the Beast in the same faction as one another and you are looking at one incredibly dangerous group right from the very get-go. And you add in the mindset of Shelton Benjamin, things are only destined to be problematic for whomever faces these men. Lesnar arrived at the Bash and he took out the Authors of Pain in one foul swoop, an F5 to both of them. Laid them out. Now Lesnar is here on Monday Night Raw. His in-ring debut is moments away, and someone being Curtis Axel, is about to be welcomed to Suplex City. We've been waiting for this since the draft 2 months ago, and it happens. Lesnar has arrived with a mean streak. Look out. Curtis Axel, you are in for a world of trouble as this one gets underway. Axel not looking too good out of the gates, and I don't think he is at all. Moves out of the way though of Lesnar's knee. He wants to try and put up a fight here against Lesnar. Drop kick doesn't even bring the beast off his feet. And suplex incoming from Lesnar, got him. Get counted, cause there's one. The first German suplex for Brock Lesnar has connected, and the beast is already looking to be on a tear here. This was supposed to happen last week, but Benjamin said that Lesnar does things on his own time. But now, here tonight, we are finally seeing the beast in this ring. And boy, oh boy, Axel is getting pummeled. No room for any breathing whatsoever. Lesnar doing as he pleases. There's a second. Just being thrown around right now. And here we go. There's 3. Incoming number 4 from Lesnar. And 5 will connect. Speaking of 5, it's time to end this. Lesnar in. F5! F5 to Axel. The Beast has arrived to Monday Night Raw. The former WWE Champion is here, and everyone is on notice. Brock Lesnar wins to the surprise of no one. Destruction is the name of the game for the Beast, and he provides victory here in his first match on Monday Night Raw. Lesnar is something that is going to shake the very foundations of Monday Night Raw for some time, and if he has got Shelton Benjamin and Lars Sullivan by his side the whole way, it's going to be a long, painful road for Monday Night Raw. Hang on though, as Lesnar leaves the ring. Benjamin enters it with microphone in hand. And he has quite a bit to say. And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Shelton Benjamin speaking on behalf of Brock Lesnar, saying that his man wants a fight. He wants a true challenge the next time he's around here. He won't settle for just another throwaway like Curtis Axel. Next time, they want a true fight. They want to test the Beast. And one of the few guys who could test him is standing with him in Lars Sullivan. But I'm sure there's someone who has the balls to fight the Beast. And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Lesnar has made it to Monday Night Raw finally. And now we wait to see what else will hold for the former WWE Champion as time goes on. But as for right now, another matchup coming up here on Monday Night Raw. Money in the Bank may just be around the corner, but of course Monday Night Raw also has to look forward to its next upcoming pay-per-view following Money in the Bank, and I think that's what a few of these matches are for here tonight. These two matches at the very least. Here is Pete Dunne coming towards the ring. He'll be going one-on-one against Jinder Mahal. Last time we saw the Bruiserweight, I think, was in the Fatal 4-Way match, the United States Championship match. I might be wrong though, but I believe that was one of the last times I remember seeing Dunne in action. Nevertheless, since coming over from SmackDown Live, he's made quite an impact, and Dunne will look to continue that here tonight as he prepares for this match against Jinder Mahal. Former world champion he's squaring off against, and two men formerly of the Dangerous Alliance as well. Funny how things turn in just a few months. Both men sent to Monday Night Raw as opposed to getting a chance for revenge on Bobby Fish or anyone else in the Dangerous Alliance. So here we go. Dunne versus Mahal. Bell rings. We're underway. What can the former NXT Global Champion do against the former Mr. Money in the Bank and World Heavyweight Champion? We are about to find out right now. Good duck under there by Pete Dunne, and he sends Jinder up and over to the top rope here. Mahal, perhaps the flukiest world champion we've ever seen. He's never on the level of being a world champion. And never deserved to hold on to it either. Stomping away now is Pete Dunne on the outside here as these two men get scrapped with one another. Back in the ring comes Mahal. Back in the ring comes Dunne as well. Again, missed punch. Dunne in. And look at it, capitalize with great strength. Double underhook suplex there. Mahal feeling the impact of that one. Kicking the back to go along with it. So you do have to ask what is going to come for these guys in the future, especially the winner of this one, aka I assume Pete Dunne, the way things are going right now. What is going to be their future as time goes on? Of course, after Money in the Bank, there's about 4 weeks, I think, or 4 episodes of Monday Night Raw anyway, until we get to that pay-per-view, so there's plenty of time for people to shape themselves up for something. Oh, look at that breaking down of the body there by Pete Dunne, working over the arms, and then the knees in the back, goes into the cover on Mahal, looking to put him away. Doesn't do the job. Kick out there. Into the side headlock we go, though. Mahal in a bit of trouble here. He is struggling to get himself out of this one right now, struggling to get any kind of fight going. Speaking of fights, of course, Lesnar just said he wanted to fight a moment ago, and I wouldn't surprise me if a guy like Pete Dunne would be willing to offer him a fight. It's a lot of weight you'd be giving up, but Pete Dunne is a guy who would love to fight someone like Brock Lesnar. Look at that strength from Dunne. Deadlift, sit-up, powerbomb. Jinder could do nothing but just feel himself getting slammed, feel himself essentially be a passenger not once, but twice. Cover made to put away Mahal. Kick out at 2. But Dunne is dominating this matchup right now. Up on the shoulders. Hung out on that top rope. Pete Dunne is just beating down here. Jinder Mahal, piece by piece, he brings him in. X-Plex from Dunne. Seeking victory. And Mahal kicks out at 2 again. But all he may have done is just meant that one more move is coming his way. Dunne really wants to try and end off the X-Plex. Kick out again from Mahal. Not happening there. Mahal up to his feet. And right into a forearm. That can only mean one thing. Bitter end. The bitter end connects. And Pete Dunne is victorious. The Bruiserweight has won it. And no surprise that he claims victory here. Dunne, your winner. Mahal never really stood much of a chance. Pete Dunne continuing his ways on Monday Night Raw. And I wonder, where does the future go for the Bruiserweight? Well, in this upcoming contest, we know where the future holds for these two women. And we know where the past holds for them as well. A rivalry that shaped the NXT Women's Division for the better part of some 10 months is rekindled here tonight. Kairi Sane versus Tessa Blanchard on Monday Night Raw. These two women met for the NXT Women's title. I say 10 months, actually, that would be a bit of a lie. It was closer to about 7. Everything started heading into TakeOver Orlando last year, and it came to its conclusion at the end of the last series of Universe. It was a truly incredible contest. An incredible set of matches we got between Kairi Sane and Tessa Blanchard. Them meeting in the very first Women's Elimination Chamber match in this universe. It was extraordinary to witness. But Kairi Sane made the jump to Monday Night Raw. She's already had great opportunities come her way, but she has found an old rival coming her way as well in the form of Tessa Blanchard. Like I said, they have many stories to tell of their rivalry on NXT, but now here on Monday Night Raw, in this new chapter for both women, maybe some things never change, and their hatred for one another could be that. It was all a matter of morals, really. It was all a matter of principle towards wrestling that brought them there. Rivalry with one another, and it just got more and more heated as the months went on. Eventually it ended with a trifecta win. Tessa Blanchard making her way out here, and Kairi Sane, her reaction tells a story. She wants a fight right now. Tessa Blanchard qualified last Sunday at the Bash by defeating Dakota Kai. Kairi Sane qualified the night after by defeating Jordan Grace. These two women will stand alongside Charlotte, Mayuri Watani, and Ruby Riott in the Women's Money in the Bank ladder match. We have one spot left to be determined in both Money in the Bank ladder matches, and they will be on SmackDown tomorrow night. As for right now, these two women meeting again. The history between these two will just go straight into their hatred for one another. It wouldn't surprise me if there's a complete lack of common about tie-up and they just go straight into scrapping. Like I said, these two women know each other. They hate each other. They're going to go all out to beat one another. It's only momentum that's not really on the line in theory, but to these two women, it's much more. It's that chance for victory over the other. It's that chance to shut the other one up. It's that chance to beat the person you dislike the most. That's the best feeling about it all. The bell rings and both women come running in out of the gate, charging at one another there. It's Blanchard who nails the forearm. These two incredible women's wrestlers meeting again. And let's see what will happen in this contest. Hurricanrana there by Kairi Sane takes down Tessa Blanchard. The leader of Trifecta, who's without Jazzy Gabbett here tonight, and of course this Sunday. Maybe Blanchard telling Gabbett to stay backstage. She wants to do things her own way. She wants to, with a rival like Kairi Sane, she wants to take her on by herself. That may well be the case in the mindset of Tessa Blanchard. Calling Kairi Sane up to her feet here. She stands on the second rope. What will we see from Blanchard right now? Drop kick from the second rope. The velocity on that one. She got so much of it. Sane though quick to fight back here. And again in with that double axe handle, knocking Blanchard off her feet and down to the mat. Double foot stomp into the gut as well. Two former NXT Women's Champions. And I imagine two future Raw Women's Champions as well. Locking horns with one another, and maybe in this ring stands the first ever Women's Money in the Bank winner. Reverse STO from Blanchard, and Sane goes face first into the mat. It's been about 8 months since these women last shared the ring with one another, since they last had a match with one another. But that doesn't change the fact that they probably know one another so well. They still hate one another so much. You never lose your dislike for someone, especially in a profession like this. It only just grows the more you see of them, or the more you're not around them. Oh, went for a shoulder tackle in the corner again there, did Sane. Gets countered. Blanchard in. Snap suplex from her on Kairi Sane now. Blanchard getting in some offense again. But the Pirate Princess quick to stop. Hurricanrana again. Sane with the one up here on Blanchard in this contest so far. And taking control of the arm now. Maybe trying to take away the ability to control him. Maybe trying to take away the ability to hit the hammerlock DDT. Sane goes into the cover. She had a tough match last week, of course, with Jordan Grace. She was tested to her limit. But Tessa Blanchard will test Sane to a limit that no one else can, just because of the hatred these two women share with one another. Russian leg sweep from Kairi Sane. Fair play to her. This has been mostly her match against a rival who the last time they fought, she came out on the losing end against. Keeping that chin lock stitched in now. Blanchard does a good job of fighting out of it though. Drop kick, and Sane does come off their feet. Blanchard needs to connect some more. She needs to get more going here if she wants to come out with the victory in this one. Leapfrog. Wheelbarrow. German suplex. What a move from Tessa Blanchard there. And she goes up to the top rope. Oh, and for the senton splash. Sane got the knees up, and she can capitalize right there. And she is going to make an old rival walk the plank here. Sane charging in with that elbow. And she'll go up high. Will she seek out victory? No. Turns it around. Looked for the moonsault. Blanchard got the knees up in time. Knees in the gut there for Blanchard, flying forearm. Sane goes down. And Blanchard going out of the ring. Is she looking for a breather maybe? What is going through the mind of Blanchard here? Sane recovering in the ring. Hang on, no. No. Blanchard with a chair. Blanchard! Across the skull of Kairi Sane. And now into the ribs. Brutalizing an old rival. Magnum to Kairi Sane. Sane wins by DQ, but it's Blanchard who's going to get the final say. Talk about disrespect from Blanchard. This match was never about beating Kairi Sane. It was about proving a point. It was about Money in the Bank. And will Blanchard pay for that this Sunday? inside that Money in the Bank ladder match. Will Sane make her pay for it? And speaking of Money in the Bank, coming up right now, the two men who will represent Monday Night Raw in the Money in the Bank ladder match meet this evening. Andrade, Cien, Almas against Kenny Omega. Omega qualified off of the back of a disqualification victory that was sustained by Shinsuke Nakamura low blowing him. Kenny Omega wasn't best pleased with the result, but he said it happens, and he goes to Money in the Bank now. So Omega looking forward to his future here, to Money in the Bank, where he seeks to claim that briefcase on the second time of trying, I believe it would be. Remember last week when O'Reilly and Andrade faced off and I said, oh great, you know, two ECW guys facing in the main event? It's happening again. Two former ECW guys squaring off on Monday Night Raw. I can't win. I hate my job. Kenny Omega, though, has made a great start since arriving to Monday Night Raw. Credit where it's due to the two-time King of the Ring. He did deserve it. Omega was always a guy who should have been world champion, but just could never find that level on ECW. And he was a guy who maybe it was better for him to go elsewhere. And maybe Monday Night Raw does hold that world title in the future that he's looking for. This man, however, it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when Andrade Cien Almas holds the world title in my mind. That's where I see it. I don't see us having an occasion where we're here sitting saying it's like a Triple H scenario where why isn't Andrade world champion? What does he have to do to become world champion? It will be a case not of if Andrade will be world champion, but how many times he will be world champion, how long he will hold that World Heavyweight Championship for. I mean, think about it. The most times someone's been a world champion in this universe is 5 with CM Punk. But would you rather be a 5-time world champion or a 650-day plus champion? And I think Andrade has all the makings of both, but if he can get, you know, as he learns week in and week out, day in and day out even, as he gets better and better, I think he could be both. He could definitely have the numerous reigns, but he could learn in each reign and then find himself going on a reign the level of Seth Rollins. That's how high regard I hold Andrade in. He may have some underhanded actions, there's no denying it, but it doesn't change the fact that this guy is phenomenal in ring. This guy is a true future talent, not only on Monday Night Raw, but of this universe as a whole. I could see it being the case in maybe even a year from now, where Andrade is one of the staples of this universe. How Seth Rollins is, how Okada is now. Andrade could be on that level. And that could, in reality, that could all happen this Sunday at Money in the Bank. All Andrade has to do, in theory, is climb up a ladder and grab a briefcase, and he has his opportunity at his first world title. Yes, it's a much easier said than done scenario when you put yourself in that Money in the Bank ladder match, but there's still that chance there for it to happen. And we'll see if it'll happen this Sunday. Kenny Omega would also love that briefcase. He's challenged for the World Championship before, of course. We all remember last year's absolutely classic, iconic match between Kenny Omega and Seth Rollins at SummerSlam, winner take all. ECW Television Championship and ECW Championship on the line. You voted it to be the match of the year for last year, by some ways. And now Kenny Omega hoping maybe that a match of the year can come his way again here on Monday Night Raw. Forearm in the back now by Andrade as these two men lock up the collar and elbow tie-up, much in the same way as Blanchard and Sane. It's about that momentum. It's about getting a win over your opponent. It's about denting your opponent's confidence and building your own heading into Money in the Bank. There's no natural rivalry between these two guys, though. I think they faced... Did they face on ECW? I feel like they might have. And if they did, I think Andrade would have picked up the win. But counter there made by Andrade. Can't capitalize, though, on that go behind. Neither can Kenny, though. Great counters from both guys here. Up on the shoulders now. Wait a minute, taking a page out of Omega's book. Kreutz wrath to Omega, and Andrade knew exactly what he was doing there. The two-time King of the Ring does not take too kindly to it. Omega in, suplex driver to Andrade. Great little twist variation from Omega. Moved Andrade away from the ropes, hooked the leg closest to them as well. Kick out at 1. Oh, and well, there's nothing fancy about that one. Scraping the boot across the face there was Kenny Omega. Oh, little running knee there, V-trigger. You want to call it that? I assume Omega does. Caught him flush in the face with it. Up to the top rope now goes Andrade. Opportunity to capitalize. Lovely drop kick. Perched those 2 feet in place precisely. That was incredibly well done by Andrade. Omega though with a drop toe hold counter, and he's out of the way. And Andrade now in trouble. Brainbuster right down on the knee there by the former ECW Television and Intercontinental Champion. Omega in, gonna look for that V-trigger. Got it! Running V-trigger from Omega. Already in this contest, looking to put away Andrade. And oh, he got close. 2 count there. That's going to give Omega some confidence though. Andrade in a world of bother right now, and he could be done for. He could be finished right now. One-winged angel could be on its way. No, Andrade with the wherewithal to counter out of it. And Andrade Destino! Move of Tetsuya Naito, of course, who both guys have had run-ins with in the past on ECW. Knee in the gut there. From Andrade, here we go. There is your disrespect from El Idolo. Waiting for it to happen, and it comes out in full force. Andrade to the top rope now. What could we see here? Moonsault. Oh, pinpoint, precise moonsault as well from Andrade. Absolute thing of beauty. Goes into the cover. Didn't hook the leg, and I think that's what enabled such an early kick out from Kenny Omega. Fair play, since countering that one-winged angel, Andrade's really been turning this match around, trading chops there. That's not a chop, that's a slap. Omega returning one from earlier, running that in the corner. Stomping away there only briefly. Andrade gets himself out of the way. Lovely Northern Light suplex, beautiful bridge again. Ref into the cover, early kick out from Omega. So you have, in the Northern Light suplex, you have the weight over one shoulder, but you struggle to plant it down on the other, and that's what makes it easy for Omega to kick out in that scenario. Blow in the back there by Andrade, looked for a huge chop. Omega got out of the way of it. Worked over the arm there, Andrade gets out of the way of it. Drop toe hold, and down goes Kenny Omega now. Turns him round. Omega fights out of the go-behind. Double elbows to Andrade. El Idolo is dazed now. But Omega, I think a little bit tired as well. Slow to capitalize there. Wanted to get a bit of trash talking. And he backed, and that didn't go too well as he now feels the wrath of the moonsault. Andrade going to take things up high here. This is going to be big. Stardust press attempt. But Omega moved down the way at the last moment. And now here comes Kenny Omega. Double clotheslines. Andrade gets in one of his own, however. Great stuff there. Great contest this has been so far. Really picked up in this last minute or so. Great back and forth from both men. Oh! You could just hear the thud of that chop. And now, boots dug into the chest. That's going to hamper your breathing. Andrade though looking for it to slam down Omega, but great reversal there from Kenny Omega to slip his way out of it. Goes into the cover now, looking to try and put away Andrade. Kick out. Omega's reaction really tells the story. He's feeling the fatigue of this matchup. They're giving each other an awful lot, but Omega's still in control for the most part. Looks for a slam of his own. Andrade slips out of the way there. Great work from Andrade. Crucifix at Omega. Will this put him away? Cover made. Andrade got him. A momentary lapse. And that was all that was needed for Andrade to beat Kenny Omega. Victory for El Idolo. An incredibly smart victory as well. Well, things only being amplified as we go into this Sunday. But ladies and gentlemen, we must move on to the backstage area. Please welcome my guest at this time, Kyle O'Reilly. Now, Kyle, I want to ask, how disappointing was last week's loss? And coming off of that, what do you think is the future for you on Monday Night Raw? An interesting stare down there between those two men. They both want the shot at the beast, but as for right now, we have our main event of the evening up next. Shinsuke Nakamura and the United States Champion Velveteen Dream against Daniel Bryan and the World Heavyweight Champion Hiroshi Tanahashi. Money in the Bank preview coming up next. So here we go. All men in this match are 6 days away from meeting their opponents. And first out comes the United States Champion, Velveteen Dream. He held on to that belt by way of a double count out. Neither man claimed victory, and it was a smart call from the general manager, Mr. Dredge, last week, who said that as great as a contest as it was, there needed to be a winner, and there will be this Sunday. Velveteen Dream and Daniel Bryan are squaring off one more time, it would seem. This time, there must come a winner. There must be a man leaving with their hand held high and the United States Championship to go with it. We'll see who will walk out of Chicago with that Money in the Bank briefcase, though. I am excited for it, regardless of who leaves with that title. Velveteen Dream, though, ready to go here. We saw him trying to get under the skin of Daniel Bryan a little bit last week, locking in the yes lock to claim victory. And I wonder how that settled in the mind of Daniel Bryan. I wonder what went through the mind of Bryan in that moment. Velveteen Dream, though, would love to know what went through the mind of Daniel Bryan. He would love to know what slipped through the mind of the number one contender, of his challenger. Because that's all that Velveteen Dream cares about are the mind games. That's all he cares about, is getting under his opponent's skin by any means, ways, shape, or form. But this Sunday does indeed come a rough challenge for the Velveteen Dream. Think about it. He is already, for lack of a better term, pissed off Daniel Bryan with what happened at the Bash. You saw it. Bryan expelling so much anger within him, letting it out, and that was really what cost him victory. That's what cost him the US title. He let his anger get the better of him. And that was the end of it, really, for Bryan. He could have won. He could have beaten Dream. But instead of harnessing his anger, he let it consume him. And that cost him. But last week, we also saw this man taking some underhanded, vile, and hateful actions. Shinsuke Nakamura laying out Hiroshi Tanahashi backstage in the locker room last week, and then walking up to the scene of the crime as if he had nothing to do with it, as if he was just a passerby, and said as much of a shame as it was for what happened to Tanahashi, he would put the ace out come Money in the Bank, saying that Tanahashi can only hobble for so long, and he'll put him out of his misery come Sunday. These two men were once the crowning foundations, the true aces of New Japan. And now, you gotta imagine, people who see them in this universe, who see them on Monday Night Raw, they must think, what has happened to Shinsuke Nakamura? The King of Strong Style always had some kind of an aura to him in his latter years in New Japan, but then this. this came around. This lack of respect for anyone. This desire to hurt anyone. Turning his back on a lifelong friend in Kazuchika Okada. Assaulting someone who he rose up the ranks with in Hiroshi Tanahashi. It all comes to a head this Sunday. They've had some great battles in the past in New Japan, and they'll have one more here come Money in the Bank. But to Daniel Bryan, great matches are not something that's on his mind. What is on his mind, as you hear the yes movement guiding into this main event, is the United States Championship, claiming it for a third time, beating the Velveteen Dream, finally getting one over on the man seeking to ruin his mind, to ruin any hopes of a yes movement victory this Sunday. Velveteen Dream has tried everything to get under the skin of Daniel Bryan. He brought something new to the game last week. Does Daniel Bryan still have the same anger running through him as he had at the Bash? Because if he did, it's going to be incredibly hard, I think, for Bryan to contain it, to be able to control it. And that's the problem. If Bryan lets his anger control him, as dangerous as he is, as outlandish, as brash, and as impactful as he can be, he can't control it. And we saw it at the Bash. He couldn't control his anger, and it led to a double count out, and that's the reason why Daniel Bryan is not the United States Champion right now. Look at Velveteen Dream there on the outside. As Bryan was walking around the ring there, he couldn't take his eyes off him. But there's one man left to come out. And it's the man who everyone on Monday Night Raw has an eye on, because everyone wants to be this man. Everyone wants to be the World Heavyweight Champion. Everyone wants to be the ace. It's Hiroshi Tanahashi. Coming off the back of that incredible main event with Christian at the Bash. One of the most heartfelt, one of the most just emotional matches I've ever had the joy and the honor of calling. Because it was one of those times where this stopped being a job and I started being a fan. And just both sides, there was so much emotion displayed, there was so much they poured out in that ring. And Tanahashi weathered the storm of Christian to hold on to that World Heavyweight Championship. This Sunday, of course, he has Shinsuke Nakamura. There's no emotion that can be displayed from Shinsuke Nakamura in the same way that Christian displayed his. It's all hatred. It's all vulgar. It's all about a rivalry that started so many years ago over in Japan and is carried over into this universe. Tanahashi, Nakamura, this Sunday, old rivals meeting one more time. Tanahashi looks across the ring where his challenger stands on the outside. And I assume someone he'll meet during this match, but we're going to start things off here with a US title match. Velveteen Dream, Daniel Bryan in the ring, and Bryan showing that his anger is still well within him as he comes charging out of the gates to kickstart this matchup. And so here we go with the bell ringing. We are underway right now. Uh-oh, so much power as face first into the turnbuckle there goes Daniel Bryan, and then shoulder first into the turnbuckle as well. Not a good start for Bryan at all. Stomped right into the chest there by Dream as well. Look at this now, clawing at the cheeks, at the mouth maybe of Daniel Bryan. Truly underhanded move there by Velveteen Dream, but not really much of a surprise, all things considered. So we see what these two guys have going for one another as they head into this Sunday. Where their minds lie heading into that matchup. Daniel Bryan out of the gates again. Double drop kick. Velveteen Dream stumbling out of the corner. There's not much he can do against the wrath that Bryan's able to inflict. In the corner we go now. In comes the ace. Tanahashi in off the tag. Champion versus champion. Atomic drop. Big boot. Nice tag team work there from these two guys. Uppercut from Tanahashi here. So here we go. What happens when the United States Champion and the World Heavyweight Champion lock horns with one another? Well, we're finding out right now. In the corner, though, goes Tanahashi. And into this matchup comes Nakamura. A chance for Tanahashi to get revenge and a chance for Nakamura to prove his point that the ace, as he put it last week as a joke, that he's on his last legs and he's on his way out come Money in the Bank. Nakamura, power bomb. Tanahashi crumpled up in that corner there. Credit where it's due though to him. He's able to fight out of it. Nasty forearm in the face, not once but twice. Sends Nakamura in the corner. Flying forearm to go along with it as well. Good stuff from the ace. Look to hit Nakamura pretty hard there. Nakamura comes up with the counter. Irish whip. Oh! That knee right in the gut there. And now up on the shoulders. Nakamura. Landslide to Tanahashi. Cover made. Only a 1 count. Not much more he's going to get from that one. High kick there from Nakamura now. Irish whip off the ropes comes Tanahashi again. And right into that knee in the gut again. We're not too certain how Nakamura knocked out Tanahashi last week. All we know is that he did. Maybe it was the ribs that he worked on. Or maybe it's the ribs that he's looking to work on. Heading into Money in the Bank. Exploder from Nakamura. Tanahashi in trouble right now. The world champion, big trouble. Nakamura, not too soon. Why he dragged him all the way across. Took too long, maybe in the hopes that he could put away Tanahashi, and that's why such an early kick out was made by the world champion. And Nakamura is loving this right now. The confidence he gets to display as he stands over a fallen Tanahashi. And now he looks to get a victory over him heading into this Sunday. Kinshasa no! Tanahashi comes up with the counter. And now, Shinbreaker. Dragon screw leg whip. No one does it better than the ace. Daniel Bryan extending an arm out there. He wants back in this one. And Tanahashi more than welcome to return what Bryan is asking for. Cross body. And Nakamura and Bryan meeting in this ring now. In the turnbuckle here. Oh, what a kick from Shinsuke Nakamura. And he now looks to work over Daniel Bryan a little bit here. What are we going to see now? Has control of him. He's going to send it with a turnbuckle here. He most certainly will. Putting him in the corner there. Tag made. In comes the Velveteen Dream now. Back to the United States Championship preview for this Sunday. In terms of the world title, pretty mixed, but things were looking good for Nakamura. Oh, did you see how close Bryan was to making the tag into Tanahashi there? Dream almost teasing him as if to say, go on, you can do it, and then just stopping it. Velveteen Dream standing over Bryan, viciously assaulting Daniel Bryan to go along with it as well. Good jawbreaker. In the corner we go now. Tag made. Tanahashi will get back in this match. And the same move will connect again. Tanahashi and Bryan working incredibly fluid as a tag team, must be said. Great stuff from these two guys so far. They counter from Dream though. Got a huge chance here to prove what he's made of. Prove why he's the US champ when he stands in the ring against arguably the greatest in-ring athlete the Monday Night Raw has to offer. In the corner. Up on that top rope. This is going to be dangerous for the Dream. Counters his way out of it. Back elbow there. Velveteen Dream now with a chance to fly. Double axe handle. Countered. Backbreaker. Great reversal from Tanahashi. Simple but effective strikes there. And have you noticed that Nakamura isn't even trying to help? He's just watching on basically in the corner. Dream with a great uppercut there though. Got all of that one. Tanahashi able to fight back. No, he's not. Elbow. These two champions countering one another thick and fast here. Irish whip off the ropes. Back elbow. Didn't get all of it. Rainmaker DDT. Spikes Tanahashi on his neck. Looking to put away the ace. Who kicks out at 2? And meanwhile, back suplex there to Daniel Bryan. Dream in the ring though, capitalizing where he left off. No, Tanahashi gets the knee in the head. Fantastic main event so far. Really getting to see who's got what heading into Money in the Bank as the two champions with the most to lose heading into Sunday meet. They have spent the majority of this matchup fighting one another, which might not do them much favors heading into their respective title matches come Sunday. They're going to get there by the Velveteen Dream. And again, Rainmaker DDT! All the way, Tanahashi comes down on his neck. Jesus. Chop in the chest. Tanahashi goes tit for tat. The clothesline down there. See what Dream will look for now. He won't get anything in. Tanahashi in with a counter. Bringing him in. Twist and shout from the ace. Tanahashi could be about to end things here. He may be fatigued. Wait, Nakamura with a kendo stick. Nakamura with a kendo stick to Tanahashi. Assaulting him with it. Here comes Bryan. Bryan knocking Nakamura out of the ring. But wait a minute. Dream starting to get up to his feet back there. Daniel Bryan better turn around because Dream has the kendo stick. Bryan counters it. And now on the outside, Tanahashi comes charging in on Nakamura. It's all falling apart, yeah. It is all falling apart in the main event here this evening. Tanahashi and Nakamura fighting on the outside. Daniel Bryan with the kendo stick on the inside. Tanahashi standing tall over Nakamura. Meanwhile in the ring, kendo stick in the gut. Daniel Bryan has Velveteen Dream using the kendo stick as a yes lock with the kendo stick. Dream is in agony and Dream is tapping. Could that happen on Sunday? That could all be a preview to Money in the Bank. A chaotic way to end this episode of Monday Night Raw. But it all asks one question. Which way will it go in Chicago? Which way will it end? Who will leave with the US title? Who will leave with the world title? Oh my goodness, it's gonna be great.